Hello, my name is Paul-Beckett, and today I want to talk a little bit about the body. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the body through the lens of self-realization, and something that I realized quickly, but it's been a kind of process with me as my kind of self-realization journey has kind of moved on. Is a real difference in the relationship with the body than what I had before. Um, I remember in the lead up to my self-realization, I had a few strange kind of occurrences where I had what maybe you could call an ego death. Just complete kind of like you could call it like a blackout, but I was fully conscious. Um, and it happened twice. And now I think about it, I should have been quite scared, but I wasn't, um, because it felt so good. And during a couple of these episodes, I remember thinking, I'm in a vehicle. I'm in a vehicle. I didn't have a word even in my head for the body. It was a very strange experience. I didn't. It's almost like I wasn't aware of language, which again, if you're hearing this, some people are probably like, "Wow, petrifying." But because I just felt enveloped in this kind of blissful state, it didn't feel petrifying at all. But I became very aware of the body as a vehicle. It wasn't me. But because before that, of course, I am my body. This is me, my fingers, my toes, my face. I am this. And those experiences really put the word vehicle in my mind. It's a vehicle. So, anyway, I had quite a few strange experiences running up to my self-realization, but still, I just kind of went with them. I don't know why. I was obviously, quite open-minded, but I mean, don't ask me why. I didn't freak out. When I did realize my true nature, all of a sudden, this penny dropping, this aha moment of just, oh God, it was so funny. How could I have got this so wrong? How could I have got this so wrong? And how could I have been so confused about what I was? How could there even have ever been a question? And one of those confusions was the body. I'd believed for a long time, I am my body, you are your body. Um, and all of a sudden, I was like, God, that's not it's not the case. Like the body's, it's kind of like a placeholder on a game board. You know, like if you're playing Monopoly, I could choose to be the boot or the car or the Scotty dog. It's kind of that's the way I started relating to the body. I think it's holding my place here. It's allowing me to be seen. It's allowing me to communicate. Because if I was in spirit or whatever, like I wouldn't have those channels of communication. Um, I know it sounds really, really strange, but my relationship with my body or the body, as I quite often call it now, because it's a hire car, it's a rented vehicle. You know, it's not personal to me. Has really kind of evolved. So I look and I think, well, a lot of suffering before realization was due to the body. Is my body good enough? How does my body stand up compared to this body? How does it look compared to this body? What's the health of the body like? How attractive is the body? All of these things. It was a real sticking point and a real kind of point of suffering, even though at the time, if you'd have asked me, I wouldn't have realized that because it was so second nature for me. And I just assumed that's how everybody thought about their own body. You know, it was just a sense of, it was just like a little anxiety. Do you know what I mean? Um, so all of a sudden having this few steps away and me being like, oh, I'm not that thing. I'm not that thing that I thought was me because I'm not physical. I've never been physical. Was just such a relief, such a relief. And with it didn't come like a dismissal of the body. It wasn't like, oh, that thing, oh, because you can kind of hear some perspectives online sometimes where it's like, all matter is evil and you're being bound and this and that. I didn't at all feel like that. I just felt like, oh, this is a tool. This is a tool that I can use. And it's useful. it's really, really useful in the situation that I'm in now in this 3D dream. So that was really interesting for me. I had addictions. Paul had addictions beforehand. They weren't mine. As soon as I realized what I was, wow, why would I need that? That's not mine. Let that go. So again, if we're talking about addiction, living in the body, it's a habit. Is it a mental habit? I don't know. I'm not an expert on it. But I was able to let an addiction go like that. From me just saying, the me before, the me that I thought I was before, isn't me. I know what I am now. So I don't need that. Why would I feel like I needed something? I've never needed anything. That's how it felt. So the same thing came with kind of aches and pains. Now, this was quite funny. I didn't realize for a long time that since I realized my true nature, I'd not been sick, or I'd not had a headache, or I'd not, there'd just been nothing. There'd been nothing like that. And because there'd been nothing like that, I hadn't been thinking about it until one of my friends was talking to me about pain one time. And I stopped going to the gym, but I put weights in like a backpack and I walk with it. So I've been upping the weights gradually in this thing, and this had been in my mind about these pains. My friend, who's also self-realized, I've been talking about. So all of a sudden one day I just started feeling this pain in my back, and I thought, oh, and then I thought, God, I've not felt anything like this for like over a year. So I was like, this is really interesting. Plus, I'm having these conversations with my friend over Zoom about, she's like, these strange pains are roaming around my body. But again, she's in a very similar headspace to me, where she knows she's not her body. So she's like, what's this about? What's it trying to, what am I telling myself here? What's trying to be expressed here? So I had this kind of twingy pain, which I gave a name to, and that's the worst thing I ever could have done, because I made it real then. And I said, I think it's a trapped nerve. All of a sudden, I had every symptom of a trapped nerve. So I'm thinking to myself, right, this is not useful to me. That's what kept on coming into my mind. Of what worth is this pain to me? I thought, it's no worth at all. It's like, okay, so what is my true nature? My true nature is joy. My true nature is peace. My true nature is love. My true nature is pure effortlessness. I said, where does pain fit with that? It doesn't. So I was like, right, okay, I can feel it there. I can feel this pain there, but I don't accept it. It doesn't save me. It doesn't allow me to save others. So therefore, it can't be part of the plan. So I was meditating really heavily on this one day, and I said, I don't want this. I switch it off. Pain switched off my back, and I was almost so frightened that I'd managed to do it that I went out of the meditation, and the pain came right back. But I realized that I was able. So again, tries when I was going to bed, I was like, this doesn't save me. This sensation in my back does not save me, doesn't bring me joy, doesn't make me feel expansive, doesn't put me in a position where I can be of service. I don't want it. Again, pain went. Because I'd experienced this before now, I didn't get a fright that I'd managed to make it happen. So I played a little game with myself where I was like on, off, like a light switch. And this pain was there, this pain was off. This pain was there, this pain was off. So I realized really quickly that the body is manifest with the beliefs of the mind. We are spirit, we are intelligent energy. So we want to call that mind or whatever, because actually, the conditioned mind of the character isn't the same thing either. So if I come at this from what I truly know myself to be, which is pure spirit, pure, eternal, abundant, intelligent energy, I was like, well, I realized that the currency I have here is my belief and my expectation. So I have the power here for the body to be manifest as it best suits me. Beforehand, when I'm sleepwalking around the world as Paul-Beckett, a body, an animal, I didn't have that perspective where I could do that. So really, really interesting for me. And I get that it can be triggering because people are all over the world, have, terminal conditions, and I don't want to be that guy who's like, this doesn't have to be like that, but I can only speak about my experience. So I realized that the body was manifest as I expected it to be. And that could work in my favor, and it could also work against me, depending on how I allowed my thoughts, my state of being, my vibration to be. So it's been on my mind again lately, because I had another meditation lately where I don't know, I just had this sense of freedom, sense of utter space, and again, absolutely no identification with the body. So it's something that I've been speaking about, for getting it in conversation where I can with friends and family, just to try and sow a little seed. I can't preach at people, and I don't, and I make these videos. This is my outlet, but in my day-to-day life, I'm not preaching this at the people around me. If I see an opening, if I see an opportunity and it feels right, I'll speak and see if someone's open to it. But I realize that it has to be about attraction. It can't be about me going enforcing what my beliefs on people. And but I do find that people come to me. But again, I have an older parent. I have older family members there who have all the aches and pains and this is and that's that everybody tends to say they have at those ages. So I've been trying to sow the seeds with my loved ones. We're not bodies. How liberating is that? I'm not a body. You're not a body. Oh, the joy. Oh, the absolute freedom that comes with that. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to worry about it, because if I get out of the way, and by I mean the ego character, if I step out of the way, then everything runs fine. I'm in just the flow of I'm just in a current that's pulling me along, and I need to do nothing. Effortless. I know we use this word, effortless. I'll operate effortless. I just need to respond to the situation as I find myself. Lovely, having a nice effortless life, and that's something that I'm really concentrating on just now, because I can still self-sabotage. Of course I can. Of course I can. I get that, and I say this quite a lot in these videos because I don't want to alienate people. I think sometimes we trauma bond as humans, and when we tend to identify with each other's dysfunction more than we identify with each other's health. So I get that sometimes when I'm sitting here like, God, life's so good, life's so effortless, blah, 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 that to a lot of people it must make you go, because we're all going through stuff. Do you know what I mean? And what changed was my perspective. And it was so funny, because when I changed my mind, my situation changed to mirror my mind. So it's what manifestation, in the public arena, it's everywhere, isn't it? And everyone's manifesting a lottery win and a Ferrari and I don't know, all of this stuff, right? But the true meaning of manifestation is to know your worth. And then let the 3D illusion reflect your worth back to you. So knowing how abundant you are, and that starts in getting rid of my limitations. My body is a limitation. In order to experience this dream of separation, this dream of limitation, we couldn't do it as spirit, because we would recognize each other for ourselves. So the body is almost like the token of separation. I finish here, you start there. In between us is space. But again, whether you've had the experience of feeling that that's not true or not, God, it's not true. It's not true. It's such a convincing illusion, though. But let me tell you something. When you start to question it, the solidness of that illusion really gets a little bit wavy. And so what I found was, when I held these beliefs in my mind of like trying to stay away from body identification, trying to concentrate on what I am, because what I am, when I realized my true nature, I realized the perfection of what I am, and that's not me. Let's not fall into that mistake again of like saying there's one special person or something like that. There's not. It's us. What we are is utter perfection. Needs nothing, wants nothing. Okay, so once you've felt that, and once you can identify with that, the 3D illusion has no choice but to reflect that back at you. And that's what I've found. more and more and more. So when we talk about this effortless living, this is what it is. It's knowing your worth. It's sitting in your worth. It's acknowledging the power that you are. And we want to be humble, especially as spiritual people, don't we? Because world religions have told us that that's how we should be. No, no. Celebrate the power of what you are, because it's the same power of what I am, and what every single aspect of life is. Okay? Why would I try and play that down? Why would I try and like hold that in a box or belittle it? No. I accept the power and the peace of what I am. And let me tell you something, that's not big-headed. That's not big-headed. That is just us being natural. So don't let the world, I know it's a little conditioned, oh, don't get too big for your bootsness. Don't let it make you be smaller than you are. We've played in limitation for long enough. We've believed we're these little vulnerable bodies born to live and die with no real purpose. Okay? We're not that. I'm not that, and you're not that. So I suppose I just wanted to make this video to again sow those seeds, because it's something that I'm trying to speak about a lot in my day-to-day life lately, because of the freedom that it brings. And that's all I want for you. That's all I want for you. I can't feel this without wanting to share it. So the body, have a little thing, have a little question. I came across a really good meditation. This was a while ago. I think it was Rupert Spira. He was talking about feeling the life in your body. Can you feel the life in your toes? Are you aware that you have toes without seeing them? Of course you are, because I can feel my toes. I don't need to be looking at them. You know, are you aware that you have a nose? You know, yeah, I am. I can feel my nose. So he's like, so are you aware that you have skin? I said, yeah, I am. He's like, so how do you feel your skin? And actually, when I really, really questioned that, I felt my skin from the outside. I was aware of the shape of myself. So I'm not contained in this shape. I've just kidded myself. I've just played along. So I don't know, maybe I'll be able to find that online, but it was a really good one for me quite early on, in realizing that the barrier of my skin is not where I finish. And that's like a bit of like a moment, me realizing that life is like energetic soup. There's no barrier between me and you, because the air is me, the ground is me, the tree is me. We're made of the same stuff. So if you're there and I'm here, we're just one sea of energy connecting. But the body's eyes wants to see bones and skin and hair and finish, and you know what I mean? Not the case. Not the case. So try and do some self-inquiry about your relationship with your body. Okay? Try and remember just the magnificence of what you are. And the magnificence of what you are is not this thing that was born to live and die, that can be injured, that's vulnerable, that lives in seasons. That's what we are, is changeless. It's unchangeable, unchanging, changeless. Okay? And the 3D illusion, you know, everything moves in seasons, doesn't it? Everything lives, blossoms, withers, dies, bodies, seasons, you know, plants. That is not our true nature. Our true nature is constant, and it is constant life. Okay. I'll leave you with that. And I love you. Okay. Bye.